Okay, next tutorial. This look is slightly creepy, I'll give you that, but it's meant to be Deadpool, or a version of Deadpool from the movie X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now I know there's some debate about what Deadpool should look like. I know in the original comics he was red and black, but I thought the movie version was a bit more fun to recreate, so yeah, here is my version of the movie makeup, basically. It's very, very creepy and eerie, and I obviously can't talk, hence why I'm doing a voiceover, so yeah. But this look was actually requested quite a while ago now by, I'm hopefully getting them right, it's iWin17. But yeah, so thank you so much for the request. I'll put the link on the screen now, so thank you for that. So if you'd like to see how to recreate this look, stay tuned. Right, so this look is going to be fairly heavy on liquid latex. I'll let you guys know that right now. So the other alternative I could think of doing is using, as I always say, usually gelatin, but applying it directly to the face once it's melted, as you would with latex, just skipping out the tissue, just literally smearing it onto the face to smooth the surface with a spatula, obviously making sure it cools down first. But I need liquid latex to be able to cover over my mouth, which leads me on to my next point. I'm going to do half of this video as a voiceover because I'm not going to be able to speak, I don't think. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply a bald cap and block out my eyebrows. I'll pop a couple links here and here to tutorials I've done in the past to teach you guys the first few minutes of it, how to block out your eyebrows and apply bald caps, just so I can save some time up in this video. You can get bald caps from most party shops and places like that, or if this doesn't sound too bad, you can buy them on my website, but that's up to you guys. So I'm going to apply my plain latex bald cap and block out my eyebrows. So make sure when you block out your eyebrows that you do it particularly thick. Like I'm going to be doing spirit gum and wax like I always do, but then I'm going to apply some more spirit gum after that, just so I know they're completely sealed out, because I'm going to be applying some liquid latex and tissue over the top of my eyebrows, which is completely safe as long as you make sure you definitely block them out completely, because then when you remove the latex afterwards, it's only going to take off bits of the wax and glue. It's not going to touch your eyebrows. I've done it before in the past, so don't worry, it's completely safe. There we are, so all nice and blocked out. So now I can take some liquid latex and a sponge, and I'm just going to start blending the edge of my ball cap, just by applying a really small layer of latex just on the edge, just so I can get the ridge gone, and then I can work on the rest of the face. Right, so once that's dry, you should not be able to feel any kind of ridge over the edge of the ball cap, and then you know you're ready to start on the rest of the face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now switch over to my voiceover, because I'm going to start covering my entire face with liquid latex, including my mouth, because I want the whole area to be completely smooth as if I've not got a mouth, so I'm not going to be able to talk. I'll say now, I'm going to cover my beard with a light coat of spirit gum. I mean, I've shaved it down so it's quite smooth anyway, so it shouldn't matter too much. But I'm going to put some spirit gum over there just so it doesn't pull over the hairs. But yeah, so that's only applies to me really, unless you guys have a beard out there. But yeah, so I'm going to cover my face in liquid latex and we'll go from there. So here I'm only applying one layer of latex for now, just so I can start building up a base. And then I took some regular tissue paper that I've torn into two, so I've got the thinner half, and I started pressing it down over my lips just so I can get a smooth area so I can block it out. Once I've patted it down, I've applied more liquid latex over it just so I can completely saturate it. Then I continued the tissue along the sides of the face as well, because I don't want just my mouth to look that kind of texture. I need it to look like it's sort of like he's been skin graft, I guess, all over the bottom half of his face, so it's going to be all burnt and, well, not burnt, but misshapen, and yeah, so kind of scarred. I think that's the kind of look we're going for. So, and I don't want it to be just localised to the mouth, so I'm going to be doing it all on the jawline, and some of which just underneath the eyes as well. So I'm going to be applying one layer of tissue all around that area, doing it in strips at a time, making sure to completely saturate them in the liquid latex. Once I had done the first coat and let it dry, I started applying my next few coats. In the end, I think I had about 6 coats on the mouth, just so I can completely get it smooth, so there's no original lip shape there. So it's literally a straight down from the philtrum all the way down to the chin. There's no gaps whatsoever. And I made sure that it tapered off towards the edge of my face and towards my eyes, so probably 5 to 6 coats on the mouth, 3 beside the mouth, and just underneath the eyes maybe 1 coat of tissue, just so there wasn't like some harsh line of tissue. And I've also found that by applying liquid latex with your finger, you can smooth out areas a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to get closer to your eye as well. So I literally just took some liquid latex on my finger and just started dabbing it underneath my eyes and over my eyebrows, just areas where it's easier to get to than a sponge as well. And as you can see here, I'm doing the same as I did on the mouth and the cheeks with the tissue on the eyebrows. The reason for this, I'm only doing 1 coat or 2 coats really, just so I could build up the brow and make the eyebrows completely flat. Plus, I don't want the skin texture to go from scarred on the bottom half of the face to completely smooth, because it'll break it up too much. So I want there to be some like consistency and flow throughout the face. So I've applied more liquid latex on my forehead and just added an extra 1 to 2 layers of tissue on there. Once that was all dry, I started with my foundation. I used a Kryolan TV paint stick in 1W to start off with, just so I can get a really nice base. Now this is a cream concealer stick, basically like a foundation stick. It's amazing. But basically what I did was, I didn't want to apply it straight to my face. I didn't want to tear up any edges or any too much colour in one go. So I took a foundation brush, and you have to be fairly patient with this, but I applied it in small areas at a time, so just dabbing it on, because I was going to be using another colour as well, just so I can break the skin up so it just doesn't look like it's one colour. So once I'd covered the majority of the face with that colour, I took a Kryolan TV paint stick in 3W this time, just so I can start breaking up the complexion. So I applied it in exactly the same way as before, just dabbing it over, filling in any gaps I missed with the 1W, just so I can cover the face completely. Then I took a Kryolan Bruise wheel in 096, if that helps anyone out there, and I took the reddish burgundy colour, just so I can colour in the eyes. I'm just showing you here what type of colour it looks like. We don't want to apply it too heavily, so I'm using a really big fluffy brush to apply it, so I don't get too much of a concentration of colour. So the shape for this is, it covers both eyelids and underneath the eyes, not in a specific shape. There needs to be no real harsh edge really. It's kind of, he's like his eyes have been skin grafted on, so he's got one like a jester type eye, so the point goes up to the forehead and down to the point of the nose, and the other eye is a completely different shape. It doesn't have to be completely neat because it isn't in a film, so just smoke it on until you're happy basically with the shape. So once I've done that, I took the darkish bluish purple colour from the Bruise wheel, just so I can add a line down the centre of the jester eye and down the bottom, just so it's like a wound that he seems to have in the film, because he seems to have stitches going across it, so we need the depth. So I just softened them up with the purple colour again. Then I took some masking tape and I cut it into tiny little strips so I can use it for the stitching. Well, not the stitching, it's the tape they use to bond wounds together, basically. So I stuck those down on the face. He only has 3 in the film, all across the lines, just to, adds to the effect really. Then I took the purple colour again and a really fine brush, taking off as much colour as I can on my hand because I don't want there to be too much harsh lines. And now I'm working on getting the ridges and the texture for the scarring on the mouth, so all going in different directions really, vertically along underneath the mouth and horizontally on the cheekbones. And the idea is just to emphasise the scarring around the mouth, and it just adds to the effect. And I also scrunched up my eyebrows just so I can get the angle lines in there as well, so just to make the brow look a bit more furrowed. So then I took some regular kitchen tin foil and I pulled them into strips and cut them as finely as I could, because these are going to be the small metal stitches he seems to have on one side of his eye and the centre of the other eye. So I cut them really, really little, and then I took some Mehron Spirit Gum and I applied that in the areas where I want. So one near the tear duct of the jester type eye and one more towards the middle of the other eye. So then I just worked on shaping the tinfoil to match the shapes that he has of the stitches in the film, really. I used my spatula because it helped me to position the stitches better, basically. And I finished it off by coating them once again in another layer of spirit gum. It kind of takes away a bit more of the shine and it just seals it in place. So then I took my Extreme Felt eyeliner pen by Collection 2000 and I started drawing on the shape that I needed on the body, because he has these kind of tribal lines going down his neck and his shoulders and his chest. So the idea is to draw 2 circles just underneath the jawline of your face, just halfway down your neck, and to put a slight dot in the middle of them, and then we can draw the lines going off them. And I have to add, this is incredibly difficult to do on yourself, especially when looking into a mirror. It's really difficult to work backwards, but hey ho, I'm sure it'd be better if you did it on a model, or if you had someone to help you doing it. But so then I drew 2 circles on the ends of those with 2 dots again, and then I drew 2 vertical lines going backwards on the neck from the lines that I've drawn there. You can see there. So sorry to speed through this next bit, it's just kind of self-explanatory. This is the pattern that he has in the film. There's no extra technique to it, it's just all done using my Collection 2000 felt eyeliner pen. So it's just tracing on as neat as you can, as symmetrical as you can. Basically. Then I took some glycerine, which you can get in most places now, because it's a food ingredient at the end of the day. And I took a really big sponge, and now this is going to be to make the skin look really dewy like it is in the film, because at the moment it's looking quite matte. Actually, that's what I should have mentioned. I didn't powder any of this look, because I want it to be as shiny as I can. So what I did was I took the glycerine on the sponge and dabbed it all over my face to make it look as shiny and wet as possible, just to look like fresh newborn skin. I think that's the idea in the film. And that's it. That's my Deadpool makeup tutorial. So obviously it's not the most convenient of makeups because you can't talk or drink through it, but I still think it looks quite effective and it's a fun one to do. But yeah, there's not much else to it. I don't need any contact lenses or anything like that because he's got natural looking eyes in the film, and yeah, really. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, the usual. And yeah, so until next time, bye.